Donkey today for Monday, March 7th goes to a 40-year-old brother named Markiko Sonnie Lewis. Now, Markiko is from Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen, and he just got out of prison. Markiko served 30 months in prison after pleading guilty to robbing a bank in November of 2015. He was released April 11th, but on this past Tuesday, he was indicted on a single count of bank robbery. Yes, Markiko came home and robbed the bank again. Now, I know what you're thinking, Charlamagne, that's light. Banks get robbed every day, B. Markiko is a career bank robber. If that's the life he chose, so be it, okay? I would agree. But these bank robberies are like no other bank robberies you have seen before. Markiko is very familiar with the bank he got indicted for robbing. The reason Markiko is familiar with it is not because he has an account there, not because he has a relative who works there, not because it's a bank in his town that he's been to a million times. The reason he's very familiar with this bank is because it's the exact same bank that he robbed back in 2015. You heard me right. Markiko Sonnie Lewis was indicted on Tuesday for robbing a bank, and that bank was the same exact bank he went to prison for robbing in 2015. Now, this is why I don't care if it's midterms, presidential elections, local elections. I don't care if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent. If they're not talking about prison reform, then I'm not interested, okay? If prisons are supposed to be correctional facilities, then let's implement things in prison that actually correct people. All right, this man did 30 months in jail. He should have been able to get a higher education and learn a trade and get some spirituality in him while he was in there. And the trade he learned, he should have been able to get him hired somewhere when he came home. And this is proof that prison isn't working. Okay, we need a more effective penal system. But the reality is they have no reason to rehabilitate prisoners because, in the words of the god Chris Rock, the money isn't in the cure, the money is in the treatment. Why would I want you to get properly rehabilitated when I have invested in a private prison and I need to fill them? Okay, it's big business, baby. I would encourage all of you that when you are voting in the midterms this year, if the candidate you are voting for isn't talking about prison reform, then maybe we don't need to talk about that candidate, okay? Because if we aren't trying to reform criminals, all they're going to do is come home, return to a life of crime, and probably harm you or someone you love. When you don't properly rehabilitate someone, stories like Markiko happen, all right? They end up returning back to a life of crime or returning back to the scene of the crime, literally. Please let Remy Ma give Markiko Sonnie Lewis the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw, you stupid motherfucker, you dumb.